Ready to get going?
Yes.
Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming to the Happy Cat Hotel and Spa. Please allow us to earn your referral webinar. What we've got today is just a few slides of our background and services. Then we're going to go on a live facilities tour that includes our world's best grooming spa as well. And then we're going to take questions and answer them to the best of our ability. So put any questions that you have as we go along in the chat, and we'll answer them after the tour. And then also, as a reminder to everyone that's here, we promised a gift certificate, a $75 gift certificate. So if you put your email addresses into the chat, then we will send out those gift certificates to you after the webinar. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris now to go through the slides that you can see up on your screen.
Hey, everyone. Thank you for attending. And, we appreciate you just taking a few minutes out of your time today to join us. My name is Chris Ramo. I'm the founder and CEO of Happy Cat Hotels and Spas here in Connecticut and Happy Cat Franchising. We have developed it into a franchise concept, and we have units currently opening across the country. So that's very exciting. A little bit about our origin story. Some of you here local to Connecticut may know that my wife and I started a company called Home Sweet Home Pet Care back in 2007. And the premise of that business was to deliver home animal care services to people in their homes. It was dog walking, pet sitting, cat sitting, things like that. And it was throughout the years of doing that we heard feedback from our clients and realized just by being immersed in the business that there was a need for specific cat care, that house calls were not going to cut it. So we heard this feedback time and time again, whatever the reason was, whether it was long-term travel or deployments or medications or housework being done, moving. The reasons were bountiful, and we started developing the Happy Cat Hotel. So we launched that in 2014. We did an expansion in 2017. We actually underwent our second location in East Granby, Connecticut in late 2019, going into 2020. And in 2020, we actually launched the franchise concept. So I just want to take you through the basic 7 principles of our business here. It always starts with enrichment for us. You'll see lots of wonderful rooms and features as we take you through our tour and tell you a little bit more about the facility, but it always comes back to enrichment. With enrichment, and that is the mental, physical, and social aspects of cat care and behavior, we are able to help the cats acclimate to this environment so much more quickly. Enrichment can include playtime, hall time, like we bring them out into the halls. Of course, that's one room at a time. So no concerns there, but it's the one-on-one time with our human staff and the engagement and the things that we're doing. Sometimes it's just sitting in the room with them and being present, whatever it takes to help that cat feel comfortable, and then they begin to acclimate. Number 2, security. That is paramount across our system here. We have locked front doors. This is not a retail situation where we have customers coming in on a daily basis. We have locked doors internally in the rooms, from room to room, as needed, fully monitored, security, burglar, climate control, fire, everything that we need to do for overnight monitoring. And it's all with the intention of really never letting a cat get away from us. And because we do this enrichment out in the hallway sometimes, or we invite them into the lobby space or what have you, and it's all to explore. And as you know, that's what they need and thrive on. place needs to be locked down. So not so much as a mailman's going to be able to come in without knocking on the door first. Diet and consistency is actually a really easy one. We encourage all of our customers to bring their cat's food with them. We go through a whole dossier and profile of cat information prior to their stay with us. So we understand how much food, when they're feeding, how they prepare the food, everything that we need to know about taking care of their cat on an individual and customized basis. That's all done through note taking and keeping, and the diet pretty much is generated by the owners themselves. We want to keep the cats as consistent as possible. Behavior, we're really proud of how we approach our behavioral analysis, our techniques, our just our all around general consistency in the realm of feline behavior. Back when we founded, or shortly thereafter, we developed a feline behavior manual with Katena Jones. Some of you may know her. She's in Rhode Island. She's one of the foremost feline behavior consultants, I believe, in the nation. And so we took her experience and background and merged that with everything we had learned, and developed essentially 152-page, I believe, feline behavior manual that all of our staff needs to know and understand and master, all of our franchisees. And it includes everything from, FAS, fear, anxiety, stress, how we observe that, how we log that, how we interpret that, the habits that cats go through, what indicates a red flag, the observation scoring scale that we use to communicate from staff to staff. It's all in this manual, and it's really the bedrock for what we're doing here. Handling, of course, we're, non-abrasive handling techniques is what we employ here. Confidence is key to everything. All of our team members are trained by us, and they do not move on to more challenging endeavors within the hotel until they're ready to do so. But everything from what we're doing in the rooms and engaging with the cats to our grooming spa, you'll see a little bit more of that in just a bit, is with the cat's care, comfort, and security always at the top of our minds. We do not use leashes, tethers, ties, anything like that. I mean, the most, if you want to call it, abrasive thing that we're ever going to do is a towel wrap to secure a cat if we have to administer a medication and they're giving a little bit of resistance. So I just mentioned medication. That's a big thing for us here. We're very proud of our training and abilities in administering medicine as needed. Obviously, we are not making any decisions or getting into any judgment calls whatsoever. All we do and all we're trained to do is administer the medication as it's prescribed by the vet, as instructed by the owners. It's the same thing that they would be doing at home. We're doing that in their place while they're with us. And we are trained on critical care assessment and identification. We're looking for red flags. We're looking for changes in behavior, stool, elimination, all of those things. We're taking all of that into consideration. And if there is a red flag, if there is a concern, we're immediately communicating that to owner and veterinarian. And the last principle is cleanliness. If you've ever been in a Happy Cat hotel, or as you'll see in a moment with our GM Cat, cleanliness, they say cleanliness is next to godliness. And for us, it is next to happiness. The facilities are immaculate, cleaned always, and consistently, repetitively. We have housekeeping shifts in the AM and the PM. We're cleaning throughout the day. We treat it just like a hotel. We have a hotel cleaning cart that goes up and down the halls all day long. And the products that we use are, obviously non-abrasive, pet friendly, but highly effective. We use NCL laboratories for all of our cleaning products. And we're very proud. You'll see a lot of our reviews. Cleanliness is a big one for people. That's the first thing that they notice, and one of the most important. So when it comes down to boarding and grooming, we have individually themed rooms in our boarding facilities. We don't even like to use the word boarding. It really truly is a hotel. If you see the picture there, you'll understand why we don't say boarding, why we refer to it as a hotel. Daily personal enrichment, I mentioned that, medications, and of course we have all kinds of amenities, webcams, additional enrichment time, pheromone diffusers. We do early bird, lazy cat check-ins, whatever we can do to help people, have as positive an experience as they can. And on the grooming end, I won't go into this too much because we have Hillary down the road here a little bit, but all of our groomers are certified feline master groomers. At least the executive groomers are, and that's essentially the manager of the spa. Everything that we do is rooted in preventative maintenance, and I think Hillary can talk a little bit about that when she has her chance. But essentially, we know that if we get in there and get to the root of the problem before it happens by utilizing a bath and blow dry, set of principles, we can prevent the hairballs, the excessive shedding, the matting, all of the things that cause problems and lead to more invasive procedures down the road. A quick bath and blow dry done the right way can take care of all of that, and we never get to that point where the engine is broken because we didn't do an oil change kind of thing. That's just about all that I have for this. I hope you enjoy the tour that's about to come up, and I know Hillary has some really interesting things to say about grooming. For now, I will kick it over to our GM Kat. She's in our Windsor, Connecticut facility, and Kat, take it away.
All right, thank you, Chris. It is my absolute pleasure to share the flagship hotel, the Windsor Hotel, with you today. I am the general manager here of the Windsor Hotel and the East Granby location in Connecticut. In addition to these locations, we have other franchise locations that are already open and some that are slated to be opening this year in various parts of the US. And so it's really a wonderful thing to be a part of. I'd love to show you some of what Chris talked about. So we're going to go and explore this hotel, and I am going to flip my camera because I always have trouble with this, but I will figure it out. There we go. So now we have like a nice little hallway, and in this room, which we call Bonsai Kitty, we have Haskell, and we are going to visit Haskell today. Hey, buddy. How are you? So handsome, so friendly, so ready to be a happy cat, huh, baby? Now, the reason I wanted to show you Haskell's room is because it's such a great example of a cat that has a lot of amenities going on in his room. He has a window that goes straight through that window to the lobby. In addition, there are removable fabric pieces. You can see here how he's knocked this a little bit off. And that enables us to be able to clean and properly sanitize everything. Haskell, you're distracting me. Now we also have viewing of another cat in this room right here. So sometimes if they would like to, they can interact with each other. And that makes it really nice for cats who are more social. And of course, if we have cats who are not, we can easily block the window. We have lots of high spaces. Thank you, Haskell. You're such a good model. We have lots of high spaces and also low spaces so that they feel comfortable hiding or just being out like this little ham and cheese right here. So it's very easy to accommodate all different kinds of personalities at the hotel. And I'd love to show you another room right now. And that one actually has exterior windows, which is lovely. And I am going to surprise one of our front desk team members, Tori. And she is right here giving some of the enrichment that we actually talked about earlier. And this is Tristan. Tristan is actually staying at the hotel because his parents are getting married and going on their honeymoon. Hi, Tristan. So Tristan has a nice view of the outside, which is lovely. And again, he has lots of high and low spots in the room. Every room has the running water fountain and the food bowls that come with it. And of course, if Tristan had any medical needs or anything like that, we would be happy to take care of those for him. Everyone on the team is trained in all of those things. You really don't start working shifts alone until you are trained on all of the proper cleaning procedures and all of the proper medicating procedures. So I think that's it for me. Now I'm going to turn it over to Hillary, one of our executive groomers, so she can talk a little bit more about grooming. Thank you.
Thanks, Kat. That was great. And Haskell did particularly excellent. Hi, everybody. My name is Hillary. I'm a certified feline master groomer. I'm formerly the executive groomer for the 2 Connecticut locations here, and I'm the operations manager for Happy Cat Franchising. And I'm here to tell you about our feline exclusive grooming services at Happy Cat. So I'm betting you've heard statements like cats groom themselves, cats hate water, you can't mix a cat with water, a cat should never be groomed or bathed or anything like that. Probably a lot. That is the narrative that's out there. That the statement cats groom themselves is simply not true, because if cats groom themselves, we would not see so many cats that need grooming. We know that they groom by licking their coats, and they should do that. A healthy cat can and should be grooming its coat. There are many benefits to that. And if a cat is not doing that, there is a problem. But what they're really doing is just licking, and they're not getting to the root of their coat and skin problems. And it certainly will not take care of everything that they have going on. And it's a disservice to cats to believe that they can take care of everything on their own. I don't know about you, but I've never seen a cat trim their own nails, clean their own ears, shave their own butts, get rid of their own fleas, or remove their own mats. It's just not happening. They absolutely need help from professional cat groomers, and we see the need every single day. And we're seeing senior cats, we're seeing overweight cats, we're seeing cats with medical issues, GI and potty issues, and cats that can't be sedated at the vet because maybe they have a heart condition, or they're elderly, or what have you. Or we're seeing generally healthy cats, but they're the super long fluffy breeds like Persians and Himalayans and Ragdolls and Maine Coons, but even short-haired cats do become matted, as you probably know. As Chris mentioned, our philosophy behind grooming is preventative maintenance. We're grooming before these things become a problem and not after. And we're grooming on a routine basis that prevents all of those issues like sharp nails, matted coats, shedding, hairballs, allergies, owner allergies, and the dreaded stinky cat bottom. I know you know what I'm talking about. Matting in particular is 100% preventable with a proper grooming routine, and that grooming routine must include a bath and a blow dry on a frequency that is appropriate for that cat. So that same cat that used to get that same matted, sedated, shaved down at the vet clinic every summer never has to go through that again, and the cat and the owner can enjoy a beautifully maintained coat all year round. It's like the car engine analogy that Chris mentioned. Why we change the oil every 3,000 miles. Do we wait until we crash before we replace the brakes? No, we do that before we crash. It's really just not fair to put 100% of the grooming responsibility on the owner because they have busy lives, kids, jobs, or they simply are not skilled enough to do it. And whenever they try, they grab the brush and the cat screams and tries to scratch him and bites him and runs off and hides under the bed, and everyone's miserable. It's also not fair to the vet clinics because you have wellness visits to take care of, surgeries, sick visits, and actual medical issues that need to be dealt with. It also just doesn't make sense because do you go to your doctor to get your hair done? No, you go to a hairdresser who will groom your hair. And that's where we come in. It's not the owner's responsibility. It's not the vet's responsibility. This is a cat groomer's responsibility. We are the eyes in the field, and we're seeing these cats anywhere between every 4 weeks to every 12 weeks. Whereas they're only visiting their doctor once a year if they're lucky. And we're finding lumps and bumps and irregularities between appointments and all sorts of abnormal things that we're detecting early and referring them to their doctor to get checked out. So grooming cats safely and effectively is an extremely specialized service that neither owners nor vet clinics should be expected to do. The grooming that takes place here, all new cats, I should say, that are coming for the first time. It starts with a consultation in person between the owner and the cat and the groomer. And the groomer will take the cat out of the carrier and meet the cat, handle the cat just a little bit. And while this is going on and discussing and having a talk with the owner, we're assessing their coat and their skin. what they need that particular day for grooming. And we're also taking into consideration the age and the health, medical conditions, personality, stress level at the time of the appointment. And then only then do we choose the services that are best for that cat. So essentially, each groom is customized to each cat based on what they need. We'll take breaks when necessary. We will not take breaks when it's not necessary. We'll break up services into multiple appointments if that's what the cat needs. And certain cats are just simply not allowed to get certain services. For example, a lion cut on a cat that has a coat that's in great shape, but he's cranky and aggressive and doesn't like to be handled. That cat's not getting a lion cut because the handling required for a lion cut and the tools are not conducive to the safety and the comfort of that cat. So if it's done properly, cats really do learn to acclimate and enjoy the process if it's done with the services that are right for them, and it's done frequently enough for them to learn that it's not a scary experience. So all of our handling techniques and tools are low stress and restraint free, which Chris also mentioned. We don't use any collars, leashes, harnesses, nothing. We don't tie a cat to the tub. Everything is 100% hands-on, and we use a lot of towels. And we do a ton of grooming in our laps, and that a lot of times feels more comfortable for the cat. We'll use things like a happy hoodie, which slips over the cat's head and provides a calming, like compression effect to help keep them calm. Also keeps water and air out of their face, and it also quiets all the sounds in the room. We'll use the e-collar here. This is made by Smart Practice. We even have the air muzzle here, and it's called muzzle, even though it's definitely not. We prefer the term safety helmet. And the combination between these two things is really just unbeatable. So many cats do so well because of these tools. So I'll wrap it up with the services that we do provide. We have 5 main grooming services. First, nail trims. We can do nail trims. You don't have to have a full groom to get a nail trim, but you do have to have a nail trim to get a groom. We have the standard groom, which is a bath, blow dry, ears, eyes, nails, and a sanitary trim. It's essentially the works. We have de-shedding treatments, which is removal of that excess dead hair that the cat is shedding all over the house. And then we have the plush trim. I have pictures of these, which I'm going to show you in a second. We have a plush trim, which is a trim of the coat, not a shave all the way down, but a trim for easy maintenance. And then we have the lion cut, which I'm sure everyone's familiar with, which is the shave all the way down, except for the boots on the legs. And there's some tail and mane options as well, too. But I do want to reiterate that lion cuts are mostly reserved for cats who have no choice or who are very well behaved and have good skin and coat quality. So 18-year-old cat, not good for shaving, even if they're well behaved. We'll opt for one of the other preventative maintenance services in that situation. I just want to show you a little tour of the spa. It's just one room, so I'm going to do a spin here. Tub, one of the tables, clippers, cart, the desk. This is a Caddyshack vac. This is where we dry them. We have another drying station right here. Towels, towels, and more towels. And here is our poster of all of our services. That de-shed right there. All that came off of one cat. That's probably the most popular grooming service that we have here. But yeah, that's about it. Again, I saw some questions come into the chat, so thank you. And I will kick it back over to, I think, Julianne or Chris.
I'm going to kick it to Chris because I'm going to go through the questions that are in the chat. We'll have Chris answer them, and if we need Kat or Hillary to jump in, we'll toss it over to them. So let's start with who administers medications to the cats that need it.
Yeah, great question. Essentially, everyone in the hotel, under the employee of the hotel, can administer medications with proper training. And clearly, if they have not received the training at that point in time during their employment, they're not a candidate for that. But it is important when we look at our roles. We have housekeepers, we have kitty concierges, we have our management staff, we have our executive groomers, everyone who essentially is handling cats needs to at sooner rather than later get the training required to be able to do that. And it's continuing education as well. I mean, we certainly train everyone up front, you know, as part of their employment, but there are some you know, medications or types of administration that we may not see for a while, and by the time that it does come into the hotel, you know, there's a handful of people who are well versed or more experienced with that, and they'll kind of share the load on that. But we'll use that opportunity to train anybody who is less familiar with it or not familiar with it. So it's kind of just an ongoing you know, approach to keep everyone fresh, to keep everyone comfortable and in the know with how to do these things.
Do the cats get to play with each other? And I am assuming that means cats from different households.
Yeah, they do from the same household. So we will have housemates in rooms together, and occasionally we have housemates who can't be in a room together, and we work with that too. So they're in two separate rooms. But that is the only interaction that one cat will have with another. Two separate families, two separate reservations. They will never come in contact with each other. We mentioned the security. That's a big reason why. And as Kat showed us on the tour, you know, we have those windows. They'll see each other. They'll look through the glass doors, through the glass windows. We might get a hiss, you know, initially. But we do watch for that and you know, use our baseline skill sets in determining if it's something that's going to develop into more trouble, and we'll put the blocks up. But 99 out of 100 times, everybody just, as in the cats, identifies, you know, hey, you're over there, we're over here, we're fine, and they'll hang out in those windows together and just look at each other, and everything is harmonious.
Do we ever use sedation for grooming?
No, we don't, but I'm gonna send that to Hillary just to break down a little bit of the nuance of how we go through those decisions.
Hi, so sedation. No, we do not ever sedate a cat for a groom. Sedation is serious business. It is left to the vet clinics only. It is a medical procedure to sedate a cat with actual anesthesia. No grooming salon should ever sedate or even be able to sedate a cat. If a cat does have a really particularly hard time adjusting to the groom or handling, or even sometimes elderly cats that are in pain from arthritis, in that event, we may recommend that the owner speak to their vet about what we call a little happy pill to take the edge off. It is not full sedation. It's just like a light sedation. And that is a decision and a conversation that happens between the cat and the owner, and whatever they decide is what we'll go with. And the owner needs to administer the medication at home before the appointment. We do not even administer that type of medication. So as far as sedating goes, that's about as far as it goes. And we prefer not to do any I'll call it medicated cats for the first groom, because then we don't get to learn how the cat actually does react to the groom. And in many cases, the cat may not actually need it when they come to a professional cat groomer. So
I'm going to leave it on you, Hillary, because the next one is also a grooming question, and we wanted to know how we bathe cats.
how we bathe cats. Oh, that is my favorite part of the groom. Simply put, well, I'll tell you what we do not do. We do not dunk them in a tub of water. They don't like that. we kind of, it's more like a shower. We'll place the cat in the tub after doing the nails, and we use a spray nozzle right up against the coat. We do not hold it back here, because then when we pull the trigger, it's going to go and scare the living daylights out of the cat. So once the cat is in the tub, we'll push the nozzle right up against the coat and go like this and wet the cat down with warm water. And half the time they don't even realize what's happening. All they know at that point, when we start scrubbing with the shampoo, that it feels good. And as long as you hurry up, so many cats will tolerate that process and really even enjoy it, because it's a nice, warm, soapy massage. And most cats do excellent for the bath.
Okay, great, thank you. The next question, we've got, how do we keep the facility clean and sanitary, and what products do we use?
So all of our products are sourced through NCL Laboratories. We use a quaternary disinfectant cleaner that is formulated specifically for this type of use, non-abrasive, non-harsh, but certainly effective in what it does. Everything from fungicide to viricide to a mildew stat. It kills essentially everything, all the way up and through, COVID, SARS, CoV-2, and we use that in the way that it's intended to be used. So like when we break down the formulations, we can use it for essentially anything, from our surface cleaning to laundry to dishes. We use it consistently across the board in essentially every function. The rest of that question, aside from products necessarily, but I'm actually going to leave that to Kat, because she sees it and watches it and instructs it and teaches it and coaches it on a daily basis.
Absolutely. So I'd love to talk about that. So we have very strict cleaning protocols here at the hotels for a variety of reasons, and mostly because, animals get dirty. There's a lot of fluids. There's a lot of things that can happen when you're working with live animals. And so we want to make sure that the rooms are absolutely sanitized every day, and actually they're sanitized twice daily. In addition to that, with the various cleaning products that Chris just discussed, the NCL ones that we have that are specifically formulated and safe to use around animals, we also have a turnover protocol or a cleaning protocol in between guests. It's very important to us that that room is stripped, all that bedding is removed, it is washed, it is sanitized. Every hard porous surface, when we use our spray, it actually will sit there for a certain amount of time, and then that surface is completely disinfected. This is done in between each and every guest to ensure that the room is absolutely clean in between. And actually in the hotels, as Chris sort of alluded to before, housekeeping is the first thing everyone learns. It doesn't matter what role they have, whether they're a concierge, whether they're a housekeeper, or whether they're working in grooming. Everyone in the hotel knows how to do housekeeping, and therefore everyone in the hotel also knows how to do medication, because our housekeepers are also caregivers. So in regard to both of those roles, they are handled, by housekeepers, but that doesn't mean that we on the front desk team don't walk past a room in the middle of the day, see that someone has taken a nice big dump, and just walk past it. We go in there and we pick it up and we get rid of it. And then we make a little log that somebody went to the bathroom. So we do have very strict cleaning procedures here because we pride ourselves on the cleanliness of the hotel.
Thank you. Sorry, I muted and need permission to unmute. I just wanted to follow that up by saying the way that we design and engineer these hotels from the very start contributes to how we clean. The flooring materials, our vinyl baseboard, the way that we do the caulking, all the way up to our climbing apparatus, the shelves themselves. Everything is a hard surface for 100% contact disinfection. If it is a porous or fabric surface, it's going in the washing machine. It's completely detachable, going in the washing machine. Everything can be sprayed and wiped from there. So there's a lot of intent around cleanliness from the very day that we start to build these things.
So it looks like the last question that I think we have time for is a favorite topic of ours is gonna toss it over to Hillary. And how do we groom an angry cat?
How much time we got? Because I could talk about this for hours. I'll try to not talk for hours about this. The truth is that there's no one single answer to this question. There's many layers that go into grooming an aggressive cat. It starts with your mindset, or the mindset of the groomer. And it starts also with having a sound understanding of what is going through the cat's mind. And only after identifying that can you begin to work with the cat. When we're performing an assessment, the consultation that I mentioned earlier with the owner and the cat, we're categorizing them into one or maybe sometimes two of three total categories. And that's compliant, shy, and aggressive. The number one mistake in the handling of cats around the world is not categorizing that cat correctly from the beginning, particularly when it comes to the shy versus aggressive categories. A shy cat that is utterly terrified and pushed way too far out of its comfort zone is going to react way worse than any aggressive cat ever will. And when a shy cat is reacting aggressively because it's scared, most would label that cat as aggressive and use aggressive cat handling techniques that are completely inappropriate for that cat and actually cause the cat to escalate instead of de-escalate. They come at it with the gloves and 3 employees, or they scruff the living daylights out of the cat and pin it down. And that cat is thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die here and I need to fight for my life. People often treat those shy cats like aggressive cats and aggressive cats like shy cats. And you have to make a shy cat feel safe and protected. This is where this stuff comes in, and the lap holds and the towel wraps. With an aggressive cat, you need to get to the point quick. That cat wants you to be done now. They don't want you to slow down and take your time and tiptoe around the groom and talk to them and try to keep them calm and all that. They want you to do what you got to do now and then leave them alone. People often rush the shy cat grooms and take too long in the aggressive cat grooms. It is the other way around. The quicker that feisty cat gets to the bath, the better, because feisty cats do extremely well in the bath. It cools their jets and the bath feels good. And if something feels good, they're less likely to fight it. The quicker that aggressive cat is in the bath, the better. And a skilled cat groomer knows how to redirect a cat's attention from the groomer to the sensation that they're feeling in the bath. And once they figure out it feels good and you're not going to hurt them, which really only takes a couple of seconds, they'll flip the switch to trusting you. And they may not like you, but they'll trust you for a short period of time, and you can do what you have to do. And you can almost see that switch go off in some cats' heads. It's pretty amazing. They'll get relaxed and suddenly become nice and loose and let you wash all their nooks and crannies, and they melt into the towel burrito and close their eyes while you clean their ears. And so much of cat grooming is mental, and it requires lots of subtle techniques that if you were watching a groomer, you may not even see happen. And it requires confidence in your mind, which the cat can pick up on in the energy in the room and through your hands, which is why there's no quick and easy answer to this question. I think what most people are looking for in the answer to this question is a tactical step-by-step. You do A, you do B, and then you do C of physical techniques. And those are important, but I would say only account for like 30% of the pie chart of a successful cat groom, and the other 70% being confidence and unspoken communication between the cat and the groomer. Check out our YouTube channel. There's a video called Your Cat's First Happy Cat Groom. And this is a video of a shy cat who came in for her first groom, and she was totally about to lose it. She was lunging and spitting from inside the carrier, but it was apparent to the trained groomer that she was scared and overwhelmed and not really aggressive at heart. And you'll be able to see in the video how we worked to de-escalate that situation in order to groom her. And we still groom her to this day. And if a cat's stress level is not able to be de-escalated, then we don't do that groom. That's when we may refer the owner back to the vet for a happy pill. And we'll try again. We'll see if that works. We can groom any cat, but that doesn't mean that we should. And there is a certain point where it's unsafe, and we do choose to sit those ones out. But we can groom lots of cats flawlessly, and cats that cannot be groomed anywhere else or have been kicked out of their other grooming shops due to their behavior. And most of the time it's just because 95% of the grooming world is dog groomers who just don't have that understanding of a cat's mind. So that's the quickest answer I can give for that, for that
Thank
question.
you. Okay, so that is all we have time for. Thank everyone again for their participation, and a reminder to put that email address in the chat so we can get the gift certificate out. And with that, I'm going to click the button to close it all down. Chris, did you have anything final to say? Or?
No, just a thank you again for everyone that joined us today. And you know, this was recorded, and we are going to circulate this for those that were unable to attend as well. No, that's all I had to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.